then at this point in time, you have not yet shown your manhood to your family. You may say, why? Because if you leave right now, if God takes you, then what does the family continue? It's better that they struggle to say, we don't know where this is in the business. We don't know how can we don't know where to order this. That's fine. They'll figure that out. But if you're just going to work every day and everything that's on your mind is, on the 28th salary, unless you have a high flying career, good for you. I mean, then that's different. There's some exceptions. But you have to be honest with yourself to tell yourself that. There are things I haven't perfected in my business, that I haven't imparted certain things yet. But that's my fault, and I need to fix that. But at least the business is there. At least the tuck shop is there. And just now. But I'm going to speak to men alone, at some point in time. So number 2 is honesty. Number 3 is environment. The environment in which you grew up, the environment in which you were exposed to is the one that normalized the getting married, the going to school, the eating every day. You were placed into that environment. It wasn't intentional. But now we are saying if you want to go to the next level and the next band, then you need to place yourself in a different environment. You may not be able to change where you live, but what you start to watch on YouTube is different. What you start to listen to in the evening is different. You look for people that's why the mentorship class is important, because you're hearing the same things, which means that if I become Claire's friend or Claire becomes Credence's friend, you know that our mentality and mindset is the same. One thing that challenged me in business was I was watching this certain video and people were talking about $1 million days. When I say $1 million days, basically that's them making sales of 1 million in that day. All right. And they were talking about $10 billion days, 500. It sounds so outlandish and so out there until you soak in that environment. And that took me to another level, not a business teaching. I'm not saying I didn't have business teachings, but I'm saying that environment, because it normalized making 10 million a day. It normalized making 1 million a day. So that is another thing that broke my barrier. Remember my 500 per day, because now I was operating on a different normal. All right. So there is an environment that was created for you, but now you have to inject yourself in the environment that you want to be in. That then means that your new normal, your container has shifted. You now have the capacity to receive much more. When I give a business teaching, you now go and run with it with a totally different mindset of 100% possibility of the outcome, or of the preferred outcome. I hope we're understanding this. This was some business teaching. I know people like teach us how to flip this into this. Look, I can teach you how to flip donkeys into monkeys and monkeys into cows. It won't help you in any way if your container is shallow. That's why the Bible says, do not cast your pearls amongst the swine. Does it mean that they are no longer pearls? No, but the swine are not able to perceive that these are pearls. Hence, they will trample on them. It's the same thing. I remember years back, I went into a mine, a gold mine, was deep in that mine. And that's when I realized that you do not want to go to hell, because this mine didn't have any new technology like air conditioners and stuff. The underground is hot. All right. That's when I realized that you don't want to go to hell. All right. Anyway, so I was in this mine and I'm seeing people mining gold. But I know what some of you would think. You would think that when they're mining gold, there's some shiny gold object that they're putting into trays and whatnot. No, it's some black rock. So if you cast those rocks in front of me, I'll play around with them and throw them away. Why? Because I can't perceive that they are valuable. So it's the same thing. Unless you deepen your container, you can't even perceive that the water that you're receiving is valuable, because you don't have anywhere to put it. That's why, everybody, the Bible says that salvation, the grace, it says that, and grace has appeared unto all men, unto salvation. What that means is the grace for salvation has appeared unto all men. Does it mean that the whole world is saved? No. because the salvation is the water. But if you haven't deepened your container, you will not receive that water.